Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to Peter's Movie Reviews. Okay, I have kind of a different movie to review for you guys today. So, on my other channels, I have been covering highly the new documentary that just came out on Netflix like 2 weeks ago, which is called Unknown Number, the High School Catfish. If you guys have not watched this documentary, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'm going to have to in the context of reacting to and reviewing the movie today, which is Mommy Meanest, starring Lisa Rinna and her daughter. Okay, so if you guys do not know about this documentary that just came out on Netflix, like I said, like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, first of all, if you're going to watch a documentary and you don't want to know anything about the documentary and you haven't seen the 9 million memes online about it or people coming for everybody, okay, then get off this video right now, go watch that documentary, and then come back here and watch this reaction because I'm going to ruin the Unknown Number. So the documentary that just came out called Unknown Number on Netflix, the High School Catfish, is about this girl named Lauryn Licari, okay? And she and her boyfriend Owen were horrifically cyberbullied, okay? I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of text messages they got from an unknown number that they had no clue who was doing this, okay? And the person was telling it was very sexual text towards the boyfriend Owen, who at the time was between like 13 and like 17 years old. Lauryn Licari, the daughter, got horrific text messages telling her how ugly she was, talking about she should like hurt herself, end her life. I mean, it was horrible. It was, and thousands of, I think it was 1,000 pages of text messages that they had at the very end, okay? To find out that it was her mother, Kendra Licari. So yesterday on my Peter Mon channel, I did a video following up I did a reaction to the documentary on my TV channel. And then on my Peter Mon channel yesterday, I did a follow-up talking about where is Kendra Licari today, the mom, who ended up going to prison, I believe, for 19 months for 2 counts of like stalking and harassment towards her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend at the time. They're no longer dating. So anyway, the entire world has just become obsessed with this Kendra Licari, the mother, okay? Because you find out, like, I would say like 45 minutes, maybe an hour into the documentary, that the mother is the one that's behind the text messages, okay? Now, the mother, Kendra Licari, and I'm not going to get into the details of all this because I've done it so many times, she has played victim herself, okay? Like, she can't believe this is happening to her daughter, and she's going to the school. She works at the school, I think as a basketball coach, but she's going to the school, talking to the school superintendent, saying they're not doing anything, going to the police, saying the police aren't doing anything. I mean, she is like leading the investigation of trying to find out who is cyberbullying her daughter. To find out that Kendra Licari, the mother, is the one that has been cyberbullying not only her daughter, but her daughter's boyfriend with very sexual texts that were 100% inappropriate. I don't know how they lifted those charges from her, which she should be sitting in prison for those charges alone. And then was like his new girlfriend and his new girlfriend's mom and other people. I mean, she was texting all kinds of people, okay, and harassing all kinds of people. So she's now out of prison. Well, when the world has become obsessed with her. So people started talking online, and I started seeing it, that there was this Lifetime made-for-TV movie. I believe it came out last November of 2024, and it was called Mommy Meanest, okay? Kind of like off of Mommy Dearest about Joan Crawford, but called Mommy Meanest. And let me read you the synopsis to Mommy Meanest. Yeah, it came out last year. It is, I think it's like an hour and 30 minutes or something like that. And it is directed by Greg Beeman, who must be the most amazing director in the entire world because this movie was shit. Okay, the movie was horrible. First of all, let me just tell you that it is available to watch on Lifetime, Lifetime Movie Club, Philo, Friendly TV, Prime Video, you have to pay for it, and Fandango at home. Now, you can also rent it. Well, you can't rent it. You can buy it for $4.99. So I now own it, okay, in my Apple TV library forever and ever. So as many times as I want to visit this shit show, I can, okay? So here it is. Mommy Meanest, starring Lisa Rinna and her daughter. A concerned mother tries to protect her teenage daughter when she starts to receive a barrage of degrading texts. When the messages become more threatening, she starts to wonder if the tormentor is someone closer than she ever could have imagined. Okay, so the storyline is a lot different than, and it says at the beginning of it that it's based on true events, but it doesn't say, like, it says it's based on events, but something like it's fictionalized or something like that, okay? So when you go into it, Like, they've talked so much. There's so many articles, I was just looking them up, about how this movie is completely 100% based on the Lauryn Licari and Kendra Licari case. Okay, there's no way, if you watch it, there's no way you can, it's 100% based, okay, on her daughter and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, but it starts differently. When it starts with the girl, I think her name is Mia, the little girl, and she's like 4 or 5, and Lisa Rinna and her now ex-husband, but at the time husband, are fighting at the bottom of the stairs. And the little girl just wants them to stop. And so you don't really know why, but you realize like the mom and dad, like, so anyway, they get divorced. And then the mom has like a really negative attitude towards the dad, okay? And doesn't want like anything to do with him. And the daughter sees him like once a week for pancakes, but she calls him by his first name. I think it's Eric. Maybe that's her mom's boyfriend, I can't remember. But anyway, she calls him by his first name. She doesn't really want anything to do with him because her mom has always told her that she had to get a restraining order against him because of how abusive he was towards them. What you find out later is that the dad actually had a restraining order against the mom, but to save grace and let her daughter think that her mom was this great person, he never told her that. He just let himself look like the piece of shit, okay? So then it flashes forward, it's like 10 years, so she would have been like 6 at the time, or 7, because it flashes forward and it's her senior year in high school. And the girl Mia is now, she's been bullied like her freshman year of high school, and she's now turned her bullying experience, and she's giving this speech at this like ceremony at school. And she's giving a speech about how her and her friend that were bullied, this guy Elliot, that she became close with, I can't believe I know all this about this movie. Anyway, that they something about like turn your wounds into wisdom kind of thing. And so they turned their experiences of being bullied into starting a charity. Now this part didn't make sense to me, okay? I don't know if it made sense to anybody else, but I thought she was gonna, because she said she raised $20,000. I was like $20,000 over 4 years, $5,000 a year. That's pretty good for high school for anti-bullying, an anti-bullying organization. She didn't start an anti-bullying organization. She started an animal rescue because she wants to own an animal hospital. That part didn't really make sense to me, but I love animal rescue, so more power to that. But I didn't really get the connection. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so then she leaves there, and when she leaves there, like this Elliot guy, he's the Chloe of the story, okay? So if you watch the documentary, Elliot, he's the Chloe of the story, okay? So he leaves her and he's got this black rose for her. And then her mom's like, well, he's like, did Mia leave already? And she's like, yeah, she left with her new friends. And so she becomes friends with like the popular group, okay? Because of course, this makes total fucking sense that the last week of your senior year, all the popular kids that have been mean to you for 4 years would of course befriend you, and the most popular guy in school would want to date you. All because they're going to go to the same college. It makes no fucking sense, okay? So that's kind of the premise for it, is that she starts dating the most popular guy in school. She starts hanging out with the most popular kids in school. She and him are both going to go to this East Florida, I've never heard of this college before in my entire life, East Florida, west of the Mississippi University, and they're both going to study, research medicine or something, I don't know, but they're both going there. And she needs a scholar, it's a rich person's prep school that they go to too, okay? So all the people there are rich except for her. Her and her mom are real poor. So she's got to get scholarships and stuff. Oh, her mom works at the school. Her mom is a choir teacher, but she never shows up for anything because she's always on her phone texting her daughter, okay? And watching Gilmore Girls. They talk about Gilmore Girls so much in this fucking show. Oh my God, I've never heard something. I mean, the mom, like, every time the daughter's like, should we watch that? She's like, Gilmore Girls, hot chocolate, let's watch Gilmore Girls. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So anyway, so then she starts dating this real popular guy, okay? So you already know, if you're watching it, that the mom did it. You already know that, right? So she goes home, and her mom's like, oh, you came home kind of late. And her mom's like, on the phone. Okay, it's very much like the Kendra Licari picture of you see her like where she's looking on her phone. It's like the exact same thing. And Lisa Rinna, she's like, you didn't have to wait up for me. And she's like, oh, I just got busy on my phone. Well, then the daughter gets message number 1. Okay, now I have screenshots of this because I took them last night when I was watching the show. The screenshot says, on the very first one, it says threatening message, and it says semicolon, and it says 1. Okay, it goes up to like 768 before they stop doing this. Okay, so every time should I show it to you here? I'm not going to throw it up on the screen, but every time, I should probably, but I'm just going to show it to you here. Okay, this is threatening message 318 right there. Okay, but every time she gets a threatening message, they throw it up the screen, they put threatening message. Okay, So then she doesn't know who's doing it. And it's things like, you're so ugly, nobody wants to kiss you kind of thing, okay? They never in the movie, like, direct the sexual messages towards the boyfriend. Well, he kind of does at the end, but they're real hateful messages. They're not like, Lifetime ain't gonna do that. They didn't bring the sexual nature of the relationship between Lisa Rinna and the boy, and they didn't bring all that. But then it goes on, and the mom at one point, like, this is where you figure it out if you didn't know the documentary, because this came out in November. So if you watched it like in November on Lifetime, this would be the shocking moment. Is they show somebody, but they only show them like from here down, and the person's like texting, but then they have all these burner phones, and then they have a computer in this drawer, and then they show up, and it's Lisa Rinna. Then you know it's Lisa Rinna, and she's the mom. She's a Kendra Licari, right? But she don't just have like one burner phone, okay? Lisa Rinna has like 18 burner phones, a computer, and they show the app on the, it's like this timed app that you go in, and it's like you pay the service, they show it on the movie, to auto-create, okay, from each different phone number, and so she just types in what she wants each text message to say, okay? Like, you dirty effing bit, oh, you should just like, you know, you shouldn't be here anymore, nobody wants to be your friend, all that kind of stuff. Then she types the next one in, he don't love you, you know, like, you're ugly, all that kind of stuff. And then she times them so they can go off whenever she wants them to. So she could be sitting right next to her and her daughter's phone will go off, which happens in the movie. And then her daughter's phone will go off and she'll be like, Mom! And her mom's like, I've got you, I'll take care of you. Now, this movie, they really show that the reason that the mom does it, and her mom's name I think is Madeline in it, the reason that her mom does it is because the dad left the mom, okay? And then the mom didn't know what to do with herself. So then she takes, her and her daughter become super close, like Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is referenced, like, constantly they're fucking talking about Gilmore Girls, okay? So she's always like, her daughter's like, Mom, somebody just called me a dirty bitch. And she's like, should we have hot chocolate and watch Gilmore Girls? And she's like, Mom, you're not taking this seriously. And she's like, but Gilmore Girls. I'm like, fuck some Gilmore Girls, okay? I mean, first of all, I love Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, okay? And I love some Lisa Rinna on it. Lisa, and I know you've been on some soaps, okay? I didn't realize, I know we're not going to bring your husband into this, okay? But I didn't, that's a joke for Beverly Hills. And I did not realize what a bad actress you were and what a bad actress your daughter is. I mean, your daughter's a really bad actress. She should probably never act again, okay? And you should probably do her a favor by never having her act again. But I never realized well, I don't, you know, which part does her daughter play in here? Does her daughter play Mia? Oh no, her daughter plays the friend in the bathroom. Oh, I liked her daughter. No, your daughter's a good actress. She plays Summer, the friend that threw, so in this one, it's not carrots. You know how they threw carrots at the one girl? Chloe threw carrots at her in the documentary. In this one, it's pennies. They threw pennies at her, okay? But the girl that apologizes to her, that then she writes in her journal that she's desperate. Her mom steals her journal, takes pictures of her, sends it to her whole French class and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, but I like that girl. Oh, that's her daughter? Oh, Delilah Bell Hamlin. I liked her. No. What was the girl? Brianna Sky? No, baby. She don't need to act no more. I felt like she was in something else I saw. What else was she in? What's she known for? Dangerous Life. All Lifetime movies. Listen, Brianna, I'm going to do you a favor, okay, Brianna? What's her name? Brianna Sky? I'm going to do you a favor, okay? It's time to just close up shop, okay? I don't know who you studied under or if you studied under anybody, but it's time to close up shop. This was not your finest moment. This is, you ain't getting no EGOT off this, okay? You ain't getting no Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, or Tony off this one, baby. This was bad, okay? And you showed that you had no range, okay? The girl, that's who plays their daughter. But her daughter in it was better than Lisa Rinna can't act, okay? She cannot act to save her life. So anyway, so then the mom is like sending all these text messages. They then go to the police, okay? Then they get this woman detective on it. I lived for the woman detective all day long. I knew she was going to swoop right in and just like take over. So anyway, I love the woman detective in this. But anyway, so then it's like they're trying to figure out who does it. But I thought there was going to be like this FBI moment, like what really happened in the case. But that's not what happens. The mom's now over at her boyfriend's house. It's like a teacher. Now, the mom doesn't stop showing up for choir concerts and all this kind of stuff. At one point, they say the superintendent is like, because she's a teacher at the school. She's got a review coming up, and they're like, it was weird because he said, you're too close to the students, but they never really showed it. This movie told more than showed, okay? they talked a lot about the Gilmore Girls and having hot chocolate and sitting on the couch with the Gilmore Girls. And they did this thing. I think it's something they must say in the Gilmore Girls, like always together forever or something like that. Her and her daughter did it through the whole thing. It was fucking weird. But anyway, so then her daughter's at home and she's crying a river because her mom, while her mom's trying to fuck this guy that she was dating at the school, not the girl, but this fellow teacher, she's trying to, like, string the ex along and the new boyfriend at the same time. Scott and Eric, I think, are their names. So she's trying to fuck this new guy. But at the same time that she's trying to fuck this new guy, her program that she paid for is shooting these text messages off to her daughter, right? Like, you nasty bitch and stuff like that. And she's drinking wine and trying to fuck this dude at his house. And so then, this is a completely different review than I usually do. People are either going to like this or not. But anyway, so then her daughter is like at home and she's like, Mom, where are you? Like, her mom can't have a life of her own. But anyway, so then she like calls her mom and her mom's like on her way home. But like she's sitting there, she starts hearing this buzzing going off and she opens the drawer. Oh, when they get her a new cell phone with a new number. So she goes to buy a new cell phone. As they're walking out the door, the guy at the cell phone shop says, oh, and ma'am, if you need any more burner phones, then just let me know. And then and Lisa Rinna's like, what? Shut up. They have sleep. And the daughter's like, what was that about, Mom? What was that about? Now, you know, if you were getting a bunch of text messages and somebody said that to your mom, you'd be like, what the fuck do you got a bunch of burner phones for? This girl was dumber than a box of rocks in this movie, okay? And it's a fictional character, so I can say that. But anyway, so then she's sitting on her mom's bedroom floor and she finds the computer. She goes in her closet, finds the computer, finds the program, all this kind of stuff. So then she goes over to her friend Elliot's house. Okay, now that's the one that was bullied too, and he done told her that he wanted to take it past the friend zone. Basically, he wanted to fuck her. So he wanted to take it past the friend zone, but he didn't get in quick enough because the popular guy jumped in first. Okay, so then she's like, if you can ever forgive me, and he says, well, you better start with saying that you were wrong about everything. She's like, I was wrong about everything. So then they set the mom up, okay? And then this is how the whole thing starts. The mom thinks that she done, like, killed herself in the bathtub, but that's not really what happens. She wrote on the wall in, like, lipstick on the bathroom. Her mom goes in there, she's like, oh, my God. And she walks in there, and in lipstick, it says, like, I know my mommy is my cyber stalker. And then she starts trying to, like talk her daughter down, and her daughter's like, and I knew the police were right outside, or that she was recording her or something like that. And her mom's like, everything I did for you, and Gilmore Girls, and hot chocolates, and I took care of you. And the daughter's like, but you said such mean things to you. And she goes, I didn't say anything that wasn't the truth. And then she's like, where did you even know to talk that way, Mom? And she goes, the kids at school, I listened. She literally took notes. It said ideas for text. She had on her phone. And she'd say, I just listen to the kids at school, and those kids don't like you, and I love you, and I'm the only one that loves you. And then the police officer says on the phone, she goes, that's all we need. And then they open the door and they arrest her, right? And as Lisa Rinna's getting taken out, she says, she goes, you can't record me. This isn't a state where you can record me. And she goes, well, I don't think we were recording you. I think I just forgot to drop the phone. I'm like, yeah, they got her. See? But anyway, so then she goes to jail. And then now the girl's living with her dad, and they're now, because she also found out with the burner phones, that's when she saw the paperwork, because of course her mom would keep it for 10 years. She found the paperwork for the restraining order, and the restraining order was really against her mom, okay? And then her mom couldn't be around her dad, and then her mom had done something bad to her dad, so you knew that. But so now she's living with her dad, and she's going to go to Florida, and her and her dad are real good. And then she comes out. Now this is where the story is different, okay? Now people are coming out and saying Lauryn Licari doesn't want nothing to do with her mom anymore. I don't know. They didn't show that in the documentary. They acted like she still wanted a relationship with her mom. But in this one, she goes to pack her bags and stuff, and her mom's coming home from prison, and baby, Lisa Rinna looked haggard in this scene. She looked like she had spent a long night sleeping on a cement floor in jail, okay? And she comes home, and she's like, I was like, I just know they're going to get in one more Gilmore Girls. I just know they are, okay? And so she comes in, and her daughter's like taking her suitcase out. She's like, I don't ever want to see you again, F you, and all this kind of stuff. She's like, but what are you talking? She's like, I'm staying at Dad's house until I graduate and I leave for college. I'm staying at Dad's house. And she's like, you call him Dad now? And then she calls her mom Madeline, because she always called her dad by his first name. And then she calls her mom. She goes, yes, Madeline, I'm staying at Dad's house. Now her mom's like, she goes, but what about Gilmore Girls? And she goes, fuck Gilmore Girls. No, she doesn't say it, but I wish she did. I wish she did. I would be like, baby, this movie was worth my fucking $4.99. If that girl had looked at her and been like, Mom, fuck some Gilmore Girls. I'd have been like, yes, ma'am, I love this movie. But she didn't say it. She didn't say it. She just went out like a bad fart in the room. You know what I mean? But anyway, the movie was bad. It was bad. It was a 1 out of 10 all day long. But I kind of love that I watched it. I watched it knowing everything about it. I kind of forgot how much I like Lifetime movies. You know what I mean? Should I watch some more Lifetime movies to review over here? You let me know in the comment section below. Did you watch it? Have you seen it? Now, Lifetime, I will tell you, if you want to air it and you do have cable or YouTube or whatever they got where you can see your channels, Lifetime, if you look it up, they're airing it like once a week because the story's popular again. You know what I mean? So anyway, but it was bad, baby. Like I said, bad fart leaving the room. It was bad. Anyway, let me know what you think. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.